Testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the Good Boys podcast, number something. What's going on, everybody? This is the Good Boys. We got a brand new podcast talking about today. Today's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, but also a very more serious topic. It's going to be a fun topic at first, but also a very serious one. We wanted to start doing these smaller segments where we discuss one simple topic and not get off topic in the best type of way, you know? Like last episode, we got off topic talking about The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Randomly. Like, we were talking about Blast Mask, then we went to The Little Mermaid, and
those are like
Mask.
those are the type of topics we're going to be talking about in this episode.
But today we're going to be talking about MeToo movement. Now, there's been some engagements in this, kind of coming back up. Yes, this is still a thing, but the thing we all want to talk about right now is we think it is a great thing. I'm glad that this movement is happening.
Yes.
I think women were treated like shit. I think we can agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Men suck. Suck.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
98% of men suck.
Yes. My thing I pretty much told you is, like, I feel bad that women can't, like, do, like, the simplest things, like, go to the gas station at, like, 10 o'clock at night, and because they have the fear that, like, I don't know what a guy might do. Like, that's fucking stupid. Like, you should be able to go.
It's awful.
It's so bad. So that's, like, what we want to talk about today.
Oh,
I didn't realize you were gonna move it back.
Well, you gotta get this right in your face, boy. You gotta get this right in your face.
Oh, jeez, and we're talking about MeToo.
Oh, shit.
Really
All right, chill.
Okay, but Tyler does make a good point on that, and that's something we kind of want to talk about. So the reason this kind of came up about is because, so that you two don't know this, but well, you guys know about it now.
Yeah.
Brought it up. So 2 years ago, Andy Signore, I think some of you guys on the interspace will probably know about this. He was a part of Screen Junkies, Honest Trailers. That's probably what you guys know him best from, was Honest Trailers. And 2 years ago, something came out about him that he was forcing himself on women. One of those women came out, then many other people came out. We're going to leave their names out, though. If you want to look into it more, that's kind of on you. If you want to do it.
We're not going to disclose names.
Yeah, I don't want to disclose names.
Enough,
I mean, like, you can figure out whose names was it. But Andy, he's been silent for 2 years about the whole thing. I remember 2 years ago he said, I can't talk about anything, but, like, this isn't true, yada, yada, yada. I don't know what to believe in. And here's the thing. The thing about the situation, we're not going to go more into this. Like, I just want to, this is kind of what brought this segment back up. We're going to touch on it, but we're really going to talk on just the whole movement in general.
This is like the intro to, like, the topics
and I think it's a great thing, but it came back up because he posted a video 2 years later talking about it and pretty much showing text, pictures, and everything proving his innocence against one of the people that came out against him. Now, I don't know the situation. I don't know these people personally. But the thing about it is, you can edit a video and make it manipulative. Well, that's the truth right there.
You can, but you've also, like you said, that he was talking about, like you quote him, he can't talk about certain things. That's like the part, like those are like the small things. Like if you're not willing to tell the whole story, the whole truth, and it could be for any kind of reason, the moment that you kind of release that detail, that automatically, we automatically know that we are not being told the 100% true story, and that for me bothers me because I want to be like, oh, you are innocent, but I'm not going to give you that unless I know the full story, which I don't feel.
And here's the thing: we will never know the full story about this. 100% we'll never know the full story. The only people that will ever know the full story is Andy and the girl.
Yeah,
that's 100%. He's a scumbag for cheating on his wife. 100%. He cheated on his wife. He ruined his family. Like, there's no doubt about that. And there's other fans that came out and said it was very awkward flirting that you were trying to do to me. That's the thing. You don't flirt with your fans. You don't flirt with people who are looking up to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, especially when you're married. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Cheating is a big no-go. And that's why we say 98% of men suck.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the thing about that is, you can flirt, and there is also one way to innocently flirt, and there's another way to flirt where you're like trying to make a move and trying to be that kind of.
Well, and that's why I want to say it. Like, I want to say this. Like, if you're on Andy's side, cool. Like, that's your thoughts. If you're on the other girl's side, awesome.
Yeah.
Like.
At least now that we have two sides, where
there's two different sides now, and you can kind of take whatever.
Because
we don't really need to have a side because I don't know everything about it. I don't need to have a side. It's not my business.
It's just good that we have a side because we used to not have a side. You used to be like, oh, the woman's wrong.
Yeah, but the thing is this whole Me Too movement started when Harvey Weinstein came out, when the whole thing came out about Harvey Weinstein. And the thing about Harvey Weinstein is, I mean, it was a pretty known thing that this guy was doing this.
Yeah.
Like, there was many running jokes in Hollywood and just throughout films in general that he was doing this. And it's like people acted like it wasn't like a thing out there.
Yeah.
The thing about the Me Too movement, though, like, it's a special thing. I think it's a very good thing for our society.
I 100% agree.
And, I mean, are there pros and cons to it?
Absolutely.
Just like everything else, there will be pros and cons to it.
And
in this case, the pros do outweigh the bad.
Absolutely.
Like 100%, and
but
always will.
The con here is that you were like talking about like not everybody is 100% honest and is going to say, "Oh, this person did this to me."
Which, and that's what we're talking about. So we were talking about earlier before this. One of the biggest things one of the biggest cons, wolf. I think and that's the thing. I'm not saying all of them have.
No.
There might have been some small things, but people do embellish the truth.
Absolutely.
We don't have really any people who like. I'm not gonna say that there's not that one person out there who is like that person cried wolf, but I'm sure there are small cases where someone has cried wolf before, and then it's like, okay, then they find out it didn't happen. But if enough of that happens, what's gonna happen in the future is the movement's gonna die
it's going to die because like, okay, another person's saying this happened to him, another person's saying that a guy
did it really happen?
Did it really happen? Or not only that,
or even the opposite. It can be a girl doing the same thing to a man.
Yeah.
That's what Brendan Fraser actually is a part of the Me Too movement. That's why he stopped acting for so long. There's actually details about that where like he felt like, yeah. So, it's not just for that. It's in general just like for people sticking up, and just saying
speaking
the truth.
out.
And it is hard. If you've ever spoken out about someone, great. If you are too afraid to, I don't blame you.
I understand.
Like,
it's hard.
It's 100% standing.
But definitely speak out. Try to find a way to speak out because it needs to be heard. But if you don't feel that way, then hopefully you do.
Yeah, I mean, you need
it's
to.
It's important.
And it is important. It's very scary as well, and it's a very scary situation. What's your thoughts on the Me Too movement, Carlos?
I'm right there with you guys. I think it's a good thing for our society. I think it's a step in the right direction, but like you guys said already, there are pros and cons to it, and with it comes people who do make false claims. And it's not exactly the same thing, but I mean, people that make claims of rape, like that football player, I don't remember his name, but that football player that was gonna go pro, like he had all these things in line for him, and then those false rape allegations threw everything off and sent him to jail. He lost everything.
And that's also like,
and then like 5 years later, it came out that she was lying. Like the case finally got settled, and she was lying.
Yeah, and like
Oh, no,
with that,
but you know what I mean.
Well, and also the Me Too movement also goes into like race too.
Yeah, but
that series When They See Us.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys have seen it at all.
Have it on my list.
So When They See Us, while it's more of a race issue that the story is trying to tell, it can also be a Me Too movement. I'm not gonna say that's most of it's race, like 100% most of that race, but that is kind of a thing. It's like these 4 young Black Americans, African Americans, who got imprisoned for something they never did.
Right.
Yeah.
These kids who were between the ages of like 13 to 15. Are you fucking kidding me? So, but I cut you off, so I apologize.
No, you're good. But that's like, in that sense, like, that case, it came out saying like, there was something that weird did happen between them. But the case and like the lullaby or even the story, I would say, it's more of the alibi. The story that she told blew it way out of proportion. That's just one way of crying wolf. You're just as bad as saying like, oh, this person did something to me, but they actually didn't. You just stirred a lie to make it seem way worse than it was, and that is really, really bad.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm like 100%. I'm actually like looking up some like stuff that other people have like kind of gone through and experiencing, and the thing about this is it's been around for 2 years now or so. The Me Too movement.
Yeah, probably.
And I feel like again, like this might be a dead horse, but I still think this is an important movement that
I think it's done way more good than bad, but if there is continuous abuse of it where this guy or this person or this girl did this to me and it's not so much the case, it's going to be looked at as it's going to die out.
And kind of going on this like looking, so the context of this is Me Too movement campaign began as a hashtag on Twitter in 2017 amid the Harvey Weinstein, where the noted Hollywood producer had been accused of sexual harassment by over 70 different women.
Yeah,
70 different women.
Mm-hmm. And that's also like another thing with like R. Kelly.
Yes,
like that was a huge. Like if anybody listening hasn't watched that documentary series on R. Kelly on HBO, 100% go watch.
Yeah,
Like, it really opens you up.
Have you seen the interview that he did with I don't remember the girl, but he's like freaking out on?
Yeah.
You see with the person that edited it up?
No.
Probably.
Okay, like I know this is like kind of serious, but this is like a funny thing. Someone edited it up and made fun of him, and it goes, "All I want to do is beat my meat."
Are you talking about the Much Dink?
Yeah.
The Much Dink is top tier content on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys don't know who that is, go look
funny.
up Much Dink.
But India also experienced a second wave of MeToo movement in which women, some of the public figures, have leveled sexual harassment charges against certain men, many of whom occupy powerful positions. The Time's Up movement is also a movement of next level, began in 2018 in Hollywood against the sexual assault and harassment faced by any woman. It can be thought of as a solution-based and action-oriented next step of MeToo movement. So I'm going to kind of go through these pros and cons. We're going to see if we agree or not. So positives, it provides space for people to express their experience of sexual abuse across the spectrum without having to be specific. I agree with that. That is a great thing.
Yes.
And I think it's also in this time of day with so much technology and everything, while you might be afraid to come out, you can also come out very much without anyone knowing.
Yeah.
Maybe you tell a couple people, obviously, but like disclosure type agreements.
Or just someone that, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, will keep that information safe.
Mm-hmm. However, many personal stories of anger and also the guilt buried under the years of silence emerged out to public media because of the recent campaign. We agree with that.
Yeah.
We started learning a lot about people. Kevin Spacey's a big one.
Yeah.
That just gross. And when these happen, it makes you like when I was going through doing my Quentin Tarantino rewatches, it's kind of hard when Weinstein pops up. You know?
Yeah.
The first thing I think of is, oh. And going to another thing, the Chris Hardwick. Remember the whole Chris Hardwick thing? Where his girlfriend, her ex-girlfriend came out and said that he abused her and all this stuff. At Comic-Con, he hosted the Walking Dead panels. And, I mean, like, I know they said it got cleared up, but, I mean, I don't know the full story. I don't know all the full details. But the first thing he came up, I was like, was he cleared up? Did he actually do that? That was the first thing that popped in my head. You know, I wasn't the only one. There was a couple of us talking about it. There's stuff like that. Yeah. And again, that kind of goes to a pros and a con. Even, no matter what, if it's true or false, the only thing you're going to think of is that guy fucked up.
Yeah.
Or, like, that's what I heard about that guy. Louis C.K.'s another one.
Yeah.
That's a major one.
Haven't heard from him since?
No. The last time someone heard from him, he went to a comedy club to try new jokes and did, like, dead kid jokes. That is
that's right, yeah.
That is the last place you do that.
Yeah. But that's just Louis C.K. being him. At least,
but nowadays, when you say that, when you get caught for that,
well, here's the thing, though.
But like,
here's the thing. Just
you have to use common sense, though.
You have to change your You have to change your content. Just because the times change.
I don't. Why should you
have
to change your content? I think for him, he should have.
Yeah, after you get into a heat like that, it's probably either A.
Like he had a bunch of women come out against him.
Yeah, like honestly,
that's
like
okay, but that's always been Louis.
Yeah.
That's always been.
Oh.
And that's why people watch Louis is because he makes those jokes. Is because if you watch that clip, there's no one booing in that crowd. There's no one pissed off. Everyone's laughing. The internet was pissed, but the people that were in that club, the people that were there, were
there's
laughing
actually reports that people like left when he came up.
Honestly,
because they surprised.
Well, for me, like if I was part of that crowd,
was their decision. They didn't stay, and then they left.
Yeah. For me, like if I was in that crowd, would I have gone up? Yeah, because I just don't support it. Like I love you. Like I wish the best to you, but for me, I'm not going to support it.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing. It's creating awareness about sexual violence and sexual assault.
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
I'm not saying I support Louis, but I'm saying the people that are in there, they still support him, or B, they just don't care and they are there because they want to.
Well, that's the thing
because they like his stand-up because he has a very unique.
Well, and that's another thing. There's a lot of producers, directors, and stuff that like come out and like they still like, or even just in general, and we support their stuff by seeing their movie. Like, so like Jeepers Creepers 3, never seen it. And I haven't watched the originals because ever since I found out that the director was pretty much a pedophile, why do I want to support that?
It's the same thing as playing anything R. Kelly right now.
But I don't.
R. Kelly song,
he gets paid for it.
Saved,
yeah.
You're.
I got rid of all of my art.
Sitting in the comedy club with Louis.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. So you're going to be hypocritical, or you're going to make up your mind?
Oh, yeah. It's like, that's my thing.
But
like,
I got rid of all of my R. Kelly stuff. I don't listen to R. Kelly.
And I remember there was a whole thing where...
Because that, like, I watched that, and that, I was grossed.
Dude, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
He is such a... He's like...
If you have not watched the R. Kelly documentary...
Go watch it. Like, it really opens up your eyes.
There's no way that like I know his interview. He's like, it's all fake, blah blah.
No, dude.
It's
There's too
fucking-
much evidence.
There's 100% too much. The fact he's not in jail is an issue.
The fact that
That's
he
an
keeps
issue.
on getting away is
That's an
preposterous.
issue.
I don't
That's
get
an
it.
issue.
The next thing is it reveals one thing: the legal systematic provisions to deal with sexual harassment have failed. That is
Yeah.
a major thing. You look at all
Absolutely.
these celebrities. Did you hear about Harvey Weinstein? How he's like in Arizona, just like a nice rehab
Oh yeah,
facility.
They boot him out.
Yeah, dude? Some guy threw shit at him at a restaurant.
Right.
Like,
Good. It goes
how
to
are you
show.
not in prison for that?
Well, it just goes to show that people truly don't have a tolerance for it, and it's good.
Mhm.
It's good to show.
But then
like,
it shows that our systems are flawed as well.
yeah, but at
It
least
shows
it,
how flawed our systems
There's a
are.
It-
lot of flawed systems.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
a lot of systems are flawed, but at least that we know that us as a society agree upon one thing. At least that now it's out, and at least now they get the treatment that they deserve.
Mhm.
Like, I don't care. Like, common sense. You as a human, you don't treat people that way. You don't fucking do that.
Right.
You don't, especially women. What the hell are you doing? Like, what the fuck?
People are just
Like, I don't care what your parents taught you. Use your fucking head.
Mm-hmm. The hashtag MeToo movement resonates as the opening. Oh, fuck, that's a big word. What's that word?
Which one? Plenary?
Plenary session
Plenary.
of the 5th Global. Jesus Christ.
Symposium.
Sim.
I'd say
Symposium?
symposium.
Uh,
Are we actually retarded?
hey, we don't use the R word.
Symposium on Health
Teaching.
Systems Research. Hang on, I'll read
Okay.
it. The hashtag MeToo movement
We're trying to do our best,
resonated
guys.
at the opening plenary session of the 5th Global Symposium on Health System Research. I personally cannot speak on that because I do not know what that is.
Yeah, neither do I.
I'm not going to say it's a pro or con because I don't know what it is.
The movement is to challenge those attitudes that enforce a culture of silence by speaking out. If a woman forced sexual predators, or a woman forced sexual predators to reflect and step back, it would be a giant stride towards a more gender neutral society. I agree.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, today
It's not general.
it's not. I mean, pay's not even right half the time. There's still places that pay women under
Yeah.
men.
Not only that, but like, here's also another thing.
You know what I
That-
hate about these.
Here's also something I do want to touch on when it comes to women is that women also get away with a lot of shit.
Speak. 'Cause people are firing in the comments. You fucking idiot! I'm gonna fuck you up."
The amount of times I've heard women getting free drinks at the bar or getting out of a police ticket, like, that's also another thing. I am not like it, but it goes into being gender neutral. I don't think it's fair that women get
Well, here's
to
the thing.
get off of a free ticket because they look pretty. What about a good-looking guy? How come he doesn't get? That's a gender neutral thing.
Mhm. I mean, you bring up a good point.
But
I mean,
Yeah.
here's the thing: is it's never gonna happen because our society has evolved to this. This is where we're at.
This is our society, and it's unfortunate that this is our society.
Yeah,
but it
absolutely.
can change because the
But
rest of the
it
world
won't
does
ever
look
be
at.
perfect. Is
No.
the thing. There will always be those people that are just barbarians to their core, and they're just.
well, and there's
fucking
people
awful
who are still. I mean, dude.
But why not? But that's
Yeah,
why
I
we're
gotta
talking
go
about this.
fast.
We're trying to talk about this. Like, we're trying to make a positive movement.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
it can change.
You're right,
But,
you're
but that's
absolutely
also
right.
like one thing that people also need to understand about a gender equal.
Do you want to know a sad
Society.
fact? I'm gonna tell you the sad fact right now. 8% of women. This is for movie stuff.
Okay.
8% of women are directors. The rest are all men.
Yeah.
Do you want to know something crazy? Patty Jenkins, the lady who directed Wonder Woman. Do you want to know what her last film was that she directed? Her actual last film before Wonder Woman was. So Wonder Woman was 2017, right? Patty Jenkins' last film before that was Monster. What year do you think that was in?
Shit.
That looks like
Okay,
a 2015 title.
You cannot tell me.
Monster
I
Oh,
was
can't
that's
guess.
2003.
That's a 2003. I
It
was
took
just
her
looking-
that many years to get another directing gig.
But here's also the thing. Why aren't there like more?
Guys, they don't let them. They just our
Well-
society like, and you know what sucks?
Well, okay, from because you're more
Well,
you're more into this, I don't know, culture than I am.
Mhm.
How many is it because people? Is it because women are chosen as directors, or is it because women don't think they can go? Like, how many
I think
women are
women
like,
aren't chosen as directors.
You think so?
That's 100%. Yep.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is like
Because I know
Here's the thing.
because I
We
know
can't
that
say
there.
that because we don't know what goes
Hang on.
behind the scenes.
I know, but I'm just saying that I know there are because women know
ever
this
since
is
so
there's
after
it's a
the Time's
very
Up
well
thing
known.
and the Me Too thing, more women have become directors now.
That's awesome. But all I'm saying is, we all know there are certain things that women feel very intimidated about getting into. I was just wondering if this is a thing where where women feel
Well,
intimidated
let's
getting
put it this
into
way.
it,
So Marvel,
or if it's just
they
not
have
people.
24 films. How many are directed by women? Just guess.
One of them, right?
Which one?
I don't know.
I don't know, dude. I honestly do
Okay,
not. know.
I'll tell you this. Captain Marvel has one woman director, but it's also directed by a guy too. They're a couple. That's it.
Okay.
Out of all 23 of their films, not one woman director.
But do you think that's because they're women, or is it because?
I think it's part of it. I
mean,
think
I'm
Thor 2
but
is
here's
supposed
the
to have a
thing, though,
woman
is there's
director.
a lot of elements to this that we don't know.
No, and that's true. But I just think women don't get
We can't say
enough.
anything's 100% one thing because we don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and that's,
we are saying
that's
a lot.
100% truth, but the way I look at it is like, okay, so like the lady who directed The Babadook.
Yeah.
Her new film comes out this year. The Babadook came out like 7 years ago. Why has it been so long since she's fucking directed something?
I agree, but
I think it's financially they don't, like, studios aren't willing to give them money. That's how I, like, view it.
But what about like independent films? Is it
Most independent films, I would say, a lot of them are directed by women because they can self-finance them eventually.
How are like? But what about like all those films? Are they like not picked up? Like are they?
Some aren't picked up.
But okay, so like the some that are picked up and the some that aren't. Like, have you personally watched them? Like, are they good or are they bad?
They're really good.
Okay,
last
like
year,
I'm just like truthfully, I'm
year's-
asking these questions so I can get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, so like this year,
Here's the thing, though: is you think there's a reason that the ones that were picked were good? They were picked because they were good.
so I
But
saw
he's saying that they're
so I
all
saw a
good.
film at South by Southwest. I'm not saying this is like the reason it wasn't picked.
Yeah.
The film, I don't want to say the name because I actually know the director and stuff. That film is not picked up yet. It should be picked up. 100% should be picked up. No studios picked it up. Not one studio has picked up the fucking movie. This year, 2 of the films in my top 10 are directed by women. And then, like, out of the 83 films I've seen, probably, like, 6 of those are directed by women.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's obviously an issue.
Oh,
like,
it's an issue. That's why we're talking about.
and like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, but now let's move to the negatives. All right, of the Me Too movement, because we can't just talk about the positives. It can destroy a man's life with one allegation, no proof needed.
That we already discussed.
We've already talked about that. It can. I'm not going to say that this guy was perfectly perfect. You know what I mean? He might have done something.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like that whole case, like the truth was stirred a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The truth was blown up. Was there some truth in it? Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but the truth in it should have not done the things that happened to him.
At the time, there was no need. At the time of this article being written, it was updated actually pretty recently. No need for clear direction. Every woman is taking this movement in their own direction. I would say that's not even true. I would say a majority of it was pretty focused in. I think the Time's Up one was like a bunch of different directions.
Yeah.
Though. Next one. Women are using this movement as a bargaining chip to get what they want.
It can.
I think it can be, but I think no. Personally, I think that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Women can turn...
I would say that's just an extreme.
Women can turn the consensual sex act in the past act into rape, leaving the man to say that's not how I saw that evening. It leaves the man looking like a deer caught in the headlights. That kind of goes back to the first one. I mean, I'm sure there are who have done that and pulled it out. I'm not saying like every woman. I'm sure there are a few who have definitely done that.
Yeah,
said,
absolutely.
I can go fuck this guy's life up and get whatever I want pretty much. But I think majority are using this for the best purpose. And the last thing is, this is an easy paycheck for women who claim Me Too. At the time when this started...
At the time when it was a big thing... I think
it's gotten a little bit better nowadays. I think it also depends on the company you're with. I think it depends how loyal that company you are with.
Yeah, it also depends...
going to fire you. Like this Andy Signore we were talking about. Fired in 24 hours. Like that.
Hey.
No proof needed. Maybe they had proof that we don't know about, but stuff like that. It's a tough subject. And I know some people are going to
Honestly,
be like,
like-
why are these three men talking about the Me Too movement? Because we want to.
Because we want
We
to,
think it's
because
an
I
important
care about
topic.
it.
Yeah, and we think it's an important topic of how
Because I love women. I think everybody should be treated equal.
women are better than men.
Yeah.
They give birth.
They have a more caring heart.
A caring heart.
And that's coming from, and I know that might be, that's saying sexist, but
It's the truth.
we don't give birth, like
No.
we don't have that connection of having
No.
what a mother has to a child.
Let's be honest. Like, and that's a whole nother issue. If you are a fucking scumbag who leave, like, your wife or something, like, with a baby or, like, whatever.
Or, hell, that's not even just so much of a guy, because I know a few wives living out on the
in general,
guy.
if you, because like we said, the Me Too movement, I look at the Me Too movement
If
as
you
something
have
that's,
if you have a child and that child is yours, you need to do whatever you need to do to take care of that child and raise the child.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
100%. You had sex without a condom, or in general just were not safe, that's your fault.
Or if it just gets to the point where you have a child, you need to do whatever you need to do to
keep
Handle
that
your
kid
shit.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Just handle your shit.
But before we start closing out, because we said these would be shorter, more direct kind of things, because we're hitting up our time. Let's go around one more time. With this Me Too movement, do you think it should transform more into Time's Up, or should it stay as Me Too? And do you think this should be still more prevalent thing? Because to be honest, besides this Andy Signore, have you guys heard of the Me Too movement in the last year?
No.
I
Not
haven't.
really, no.
Which honestly, I'm hopefully that's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Hopefully it's a good thing that we haven't heard about it.
But there's still issues that need to be addressed, and it sucks because
Yes. It's
we
not.
don't have this.
Yeah.
So let's go around one more time with you. Like that question, how would you like think about it?
I think where we're at right now seems to be pretty solid. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about this. This was more so me learning this time around.
Yeah, and that's why we brought him in. So for people who are like, why the fuck wasn't he talking that much? He's listening. He's learning.
I haven't really kept up with it.
And we still have stuff to learn about. I mean, that's
yeah.
100% the truth.
But I mean, I definitely think, like I said, this is like this movement in general is 100% a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler?
I mean, I disagree. Like, I know that parts of like Europe, like women's or like even just bodies, like nudity isn't sexualized, and that's such a good thing.
Well, and that's the thing. A
Because it
lot of
shouldn't be.
America sexualizes women so much. Like, oh God, she's showing her shoulder.
Yeah.
Really? Women should be able to wear whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, and not be
Judged.
stared at.
Looked at, and like, or hollered at. How many
Yeah.
times a day do you hear like a story from a friend? I was walking down the street and some guy hollered at me.
Oh, dude, I
And
work
it's
at
not even like a younger kid. Like
I work at Starbucks
yeah, so
with
you
a bunch
hear
of
that all the time.
girls.
And see, I work in retail, so I hear
And like
it all
I,
the time.
but like I see like all the people that come in, like I see everything, and I'm
Well,
like, what the like?
I think the most
Can you just get your coffee and not be
Yeah.
a weirdo?
the worst thing I've ever had at my work was like the first year I worked there. I remember this girl was in the dressing room. When you're in the dressing room, you can't leave.
Yeah.
This guy comes up and just kept asking, "Let me have your number. Let me have your number. Let me have." No, I have a boyfriend. No, I have a boyfriend.
Dude.
No, I have a boyfriend. He just sat there, and then our manager had to kick him out. It's like, really? Then like I've been in certain places where I'll see someone like trying to take a picture of people's skirts. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, I should wear a skirt, walk out in public. When you try to do that to me, I'll turn around and be like, "You like it, huh?"
Honestly,
It's
like
just disgusting.
for me, because at Starbucks, like that's like I see it a lot.
see it,
like
yeah.
it's horrible, and I've gotten to the point where I've seen it. I'm like, I'm just gonna start calling people out.
It might as well. You know what's the worst thing? You lose your job because someone's fucking being a creep.
Like I don't even know if I would lose my job for that. Like it's like I don't know. Like
I have a
it's
story
it's
about-
super bad, especially since I know like a lot of, because the Starbucks I work at, there's a lot of high schools, and there's a lot of girls that are probably not of age, and there's a lot of creep sites
Yeah.
that do that.
I believe
Look,
it.
It's horrible.
I gotta wait. Look, I saw this happen the other day when I was working. Right, I'm not gonna say who it was, but one of my coworkers was getting harassed by another guy. He was just being a total weirdo about these cakes to one of our other coworkers, right? And so he goes, "Hey, what kind is this cake right here?" And he points to the carrot cake. Well, one of the guys, the other coworkers that was there, he like seen him around before and he'd been weirdo before, so he already knew what he was like, what he was there doing.
Yeah.
So he walks up behind him and just goes, "Carrot cock," and then dives down, and then they both just kind of stand there and stare at each other. and he got so like weirded out because he didn't know where it came from. He just walked away. He didn't say a fucking word. He just walked away.
See, and stuff like
Fight
that.
weirdos with weirdos.
That's what you
So
gotta
true.
do.
Fight
like-
weirdos. Make them uncomfortable. Just
Like,
say
make
random
them like
shit.
a-
Be like, what's up?
stand out like a-
Put them on blast.
Like, put them in a real awkward
Make
situation.
make
Because
sure
you
the
should
public
not be
sees
doing that.
that they are being
Weird.
overly harassed. Like they're harassing people. Like,
Yeah, but then I also get like people can feel uncomfortable. Like, what if that person follows them home? You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like, but and it sucks that we're in that society. Like you mentioned at the beginning of this, it sucks that like I can go to the gas station at night.
I
and
can
I'll
go
be
to
fine.
get. Yeah, I'm not thinking. I'm like, dang, I when I go to the gas station at 10 to like grab something like whatever I need, I gotta watch out for women because they might like rape me or like do something crazy. I don't have to worry about that, but women do, and I'm like, why? Like, why do you have to? Why do you have to feel like that? It sucks.
And it's horrible because that's the thing. They have to be worried about that. They have to be worried about getting kidnapped by some random fucking pedophile. That's even a thing like when you hear people go to a different country. Do you know how careful they have to fucking be?
Yeah.
Because that's it. That's it. There's so many different stories and there's so much more that we can talk about this. And of course, like if there's more details that come out, we'll probably do a follow-up.
Yeah.
Why not? This is the thing though I do want to leave out before we go. If you felt like we like what's the word? If you feel I can't what's the word like when you feel hurt by someone about what they said, what offended. Thank you. Jesus Christ. The food before this really made me tired.
Yeah, it did.
So
Let's get
if you
Mexican
feel
comfort
offended
food.
by anything that we say, like I want you to know
I didn't
we're
mean to.
yeah, we didn't mean to. We're sorry. We're just trying to bring like this back because I think this should be something more in the public's eye. I think there are pros and cons to it, but the pros do far outweigh the cons.
Yeah.
We're just three guys just trying to talk about MeToo movement and say this is a really good thing.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's out there. It might, again, one of the biggest cons is it could hurt someone's totally their life forever.
Yeah.
But it's us working as a society to build to that point.
Yeah, and it's not even about a girl side. It's not even about guys. It's just about both in general.
Yeah.
Like it goes both ways.
And how it works. So we support women. We love women. We think they're the best things in the world. And we're going to leave that with that. So we are the good boys, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If this is your first episode for some reason, you're like, God damn, these guys are really big downers. We're not downers. No. We have fun a lot. So next week's episode, of course, will be a little bit more lighthearted. Or you can go check out last week's episode and it'll be a bit more hearted. Or even the week before that where we played Cards Against Humanity, which is a lot of fun.
that was great.
Yeah, most viewed episode pretty much.
That's awesome.
Surprisingly, did not think that. I thought it was gonna go way lower. People love us just shooting the shit. That's kind of us. We're just shooting the shit, talking the Me Too movement. For all you know, we might do another topic that's just short. That's kind of fun. That's the best thing about the Good Boys. We talk about everything. We're just guys shooting the shit, talking about things. Sometimes serious, sometimes fun. But that's where I'm going to leave you guys off. So until next time, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this. You guys stay the goodest. You guys stay the baddest. And I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Carlos.
And we're the Good Boys. See you guys later. Bye.